Hey guys, how's it going? I'm John. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about personal finance and investing. You can hear New York City in the background. You'll have to excuse that. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 books that have meant the most to me in the world of personal finance, self-help, entrepreneurship, a lot of those different topics that really kind of go together if you're looking to achieve financial freedom or just better yourself and strengthen your knowledge of personal finance and everything that goes with that. I do recommend you read as much as you can, educate yourself as much as possible, but these are going to be the 5 that I think really impacted me the most. It wasn't just like one little piece of information, but they really shaped how I perceive the world and money and what I need to do to be successful, okay? All the links are going to be down below. They're all Amazon affiliate links, so they don't add any cost to you, but they are a free way for you to help support my channel. So if you decide at the end of this you want a inexpensive way to invest in yourself and spend like 10 bucks or whatever it is on one of these books that can possibly help you down the line and improve your abilities in the world of personal finance and entrepreneurship and whatever, please use one of these links down below. So without further ado, here is my list, my top 5. All right, number 1 on my list is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is the most famous book on my list. I try and read it every now and then just to refresh my mind and retouch up on some of the key principles in there. There's a few things about personal finance and about entrepreneurship that I think are really good. The most important things that I took away from this book was really understanding what an asset is and why it's so important. Assets are the key to financial freedom. And then secondly, entrepreneurship. This book really kind of wrapped my head around what it means to be an entrepreneur and not just go get a job that's out there, but create a job for yourself. And one of the best quotes, I think it's in the book, or maybe it's just from the author's interviews, is this idea of why would you climb the corporate ladder? Why don't you own the ladder? So I think that's a really cool example of how this book changes your perception of things. I don't think this book is the end-all be-all, but I do think it is something you have to read if you're interested at all in entrepreneurship and also personal finance. So I think this is the best place to start. Number 2 on my list is The 4-Hour Workweek. This is another very famous book. This was a book that really helped me understand automation, delegating things, and basically how in this world we live in now with the internet age, how you can really create a lot of freedom for yourself just by using the internet. And I think that this book probably is one of the bigger influencers in this, this new wave of digital nomads. Whether or not these people have read the book, but this was one of the first big books that kind of explained how that world can work. And so, you know, effectively, the idea behind the book is that you can have all these different people working for you across the world, or you can have courses online or whatever, just using the internet. You don't even have to have employees, but basically having the internet work for you so that you can essentially have a 4-hour work week where you're just kind of checking in on things, and then you can go live on the beach somewhere or something like that. So again, not a book that I think is the end-all be-all. I think it just gives you a good perspective on things, and it's a perspective that is different from Rich Dad Poor Dad. So next is a book I've actually referenced before in previous videos, or maybe just one video, but it is I Will Teach You to Be Rich. This is a really good book about personal finance. It's very simple. I think of it almost as a checklist. It goes through all these different elements of, you know, checking account, savings account, credit cards, also on how to talk to customer service representatives and these different companies to make sure that you are getting the best deals possible. And it's very practical, and it doesn't go super into depth on topics like some of the other books on this list might, but I think it's the most easy to follow, and I would recommend it to anyone. Just buy it, it's a quick read, and then, you know, every couple of years, skim through it again, make sure you're doing these basic things correctly, okay? So, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Good book. All right, so the next book on my list is not really directly personal finance. It is mainly popular among entrepreneurs and people in the business world, but it really is a self-help book, and it is called Extreme Ownership. It's written by a Navy SEAL, and it's all about taking responsibility for yourself in basically every situation, whether it's your relationships, your personal finance, your work life, whatever. Just instead of putting the blame on others, putting the blame on yourself and just saying, okay, what am I going to do about it? Okay, so in the world of personal finance, that one example could be like, oh, I don't have enough money because these people treat me unfair. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Okay, another thing would be in your personal relationships. These people are treating me poorly. Okay, did you do something to cause them to treat you poorly? Are you keeping yourself around these negative people when you should be moving on to other friends or family or relationships? So it's just flipping the script on everything. It's very easy to put the blame on others, whether it comes to money or relationships or work life, whatever. And this book is all about saying, I'm going to put all of it on me, and I'm going to figure it out for myself, okay? And I truly believe that it's such a powerful thing to do. Once, if you put the blame on others, you're giving up all the power. You're giving up all the control to everyone else. If you put the blame on yourself, even though that can be hard, you're actually giving yourself all the power, because then you're the only one who can change anything. You're the one who has the power to accomplish the things you want to accomplish. So it's a really cool book. I love all those famous Navy SEAL books, and that's one of the best ones. So Extreme Ownership, check it out. All right, so the last book on my list is actually 2 books because it is super long, it's super in-depth. It's a giant book with 2 sections. The book is Principles by Ray Dalio. So if you don't know who he is, he's a famous investor, famous hedge fund manager, leader, owner, founder, whatever his official title is. You can find a lot of interviews with him more and more now that he's older and he's sharing his information with the world. This book is not simply about personal finance or business, but it truly is the title of it, Principles. It's him going over all these different topics about how he created his business, how he operates his day-to-day life, and really bringing it down to the foundation of what are the principles that guide him. And so I think this book is pretty heavy for someone just starting out. But if you're like me and you have read all these different books in the world of personal finance and business, blah, 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 a lot of these books are so repetitive and don't really get to the depths that they should go to. A lot of them are made for someone to just pick up off the shelf, read, and throw away. And I think this book is different. I think that the author wanted to leave a lasting impression. And I think he's said that in interviews. So if you are a bit further along on your path and you want something that you can really sink your teeth into, you definitely can with this book. It's 400. Yeah, it's like almost 500 pages, but really good. One of the best books out there by far. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching my video. Those are my top 5. There are a bunch that I didn't include in this video, like Think and Grow Rich. I'm blanking on the name, The Richest Man in Babylon. Those are some other famous books that just don't connect with me as well, but they're very famous, and you should check those out as well. If there are any books that weren't on this list that you think should be in the top 5, please comment down below. Or if you have any more questions about these books, feel free to ask me. I skimmed over them pretty quick just to give you the general idea about them. But once again, please hit like if you like this video, hit subscribe down below, and ring the bell so you're notified next time I have a video. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good day.